تذبحها اكثر بعد.
اوكي.
شو طول الليل ولا عارف لا اتغطى زي النار. وانه كان ببالي اكون اخذ دش بارد. تخيلي.
فيها خبز ولا؟
لا ما
لا مش طيب.
لا ما هو الخبز بايد والمعلقه بايد والصحن بايد.
انت كان وياك يوم على طول عشان اسوي شو. خبز وزيت وشوية بصل هيك بعطيها.
Okay, so shall we start? Okay,
Yes, why not?
Good evening.
You missed that.
Thank you. Okay, so you're new, for instance, well, for me.
For everybody I think, yeah.
Uh-huh.
The first time.
Okay.
Yeah, first time for me this.
So, yeah, I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Muhammad. I organize this English circle. And the others, we have Abdullah, Sultan, new member also.
Nice.
Muhammad,
سامح.
Sameh, Muhammad, and Shayma.
Oh, في محمد.
Three, yeah.
دور على الكنز بالزاوية هاي.
Okay, so today I had few topics on my mind to discuss. So let's start by speaking about interesting people, okay? So who do you think is the most interesting person for you that you heard of, not necessarily that you know? Some person who is interesting. Who do you think it is for you? Who's really interesting person for you?
What is the characteristics? You ask about the characteristic or about any?
About a person, yeah.
A figure.
A person, a figure. Yeah, a
Figure.
figure, yeah.
Why always are talking about figures?
I don't
Let's
know.
talk about ourselves.
Well, maybe it can be you. You can be impressed by yourself.
When you said let's talk
Not
about-
to that extent.
when you said that, or when you picked up the subject of talking about interesting people, what I did, I moved the table, I sit like this, okay, they don't talk about me. Glad you can start to move.
Anybody can start.
Anybody can start. Okay, I would start just right after getting to know you. What's your name?
My name is
Muna?
Muna.
Okay, Muna. Okay, so my question was, who do you think is an interesting person for you?
أنا مش سامعاك منيح سوري. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Myself.
Yourself. Now we have two.
Same idea.
Okay, so
If you do not love yourself, you will never be able to love anybody else.
Sure.
So you have to start from yourself.
okay, that's good. Good
But,
saying.
but about the people you are talking about, some figures make you laugh. Maybe. This is the question, should be, I guess.
People who make you laugh.
Make you happy, make you laugh. You are interested with their company if you can.
Well, it depends.
It
Like
depends.
I'm asking like in general, not necessarily person that you know. Some like because for example, sorry, but for me, a really interesting person I think is Elon Musk. Do you know him? Yeah. Well, he's like the founder of Tesla and SpaceX and like Solar City, and he made like really big deal out of himself in a short time. He's still 40 something, and he's already making like spaceships. Like
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Yes, is a
For you.
good, is let's say interesting person that you enjoy his show. You can laugh. All the time he's looking for, let's say, special people and introduce to the world. So I like his shows.
I object. I'm serious, I object. Well, you know, we are here to try our fragile or fragile English, to train our English, right? This is the target. So when we have to follow the subject, our law here said that let us talk about ourselves. Maybe we can change the title to say why we think we might be interesting. So why we have to choose a big names to, maybe he's interesting in himself and his private work, maybe she is the same. So I agree her idea too. So let us talk about ourselves. Why maybe I think that I might be interesting, you know, at least for myself. So, listening is the right one.
No, you are good in English.
So, let's change the subject. I don't know, it's just an idea, if you may say.
Okay. So
Don't force us. Let us
maybe
our English will be
I
the
don't
same.
like to force people
Thank you very
anything.
much. Thank
You know.
Saying your idea from the beginning is a kind of force for us.
I know, but sometimes I have to do that. Then I make it more free.
Make it
The
more
subject,
free.
like after because if I sit and ask you what do you want to say, and that I will
I
get
was
bunch of
talking
people
about-
who don't want
I
to
was
say
saying
anything.
like this.
Yeah, so I have to start moving you a bit at that start,
I
and
think
then
we
you
are
will
moved
be.
already, you know? We are moved already. We are in the mood. For now,
Well, you were moved like before you came, I think.
this is our last English.
Okay, so what do you count interesting about yourself?
Well,
Well, first of all, what do you do? I'm really
I
interested.
don't know.
Like for a living,
Yes, I
what?
know. I have like 3 jobs.
Uh huh.
Well, okay, I will answer your questions without thinking, because if I'm going to think, so I will be another word. Anyway, I'm a teacher, school teacher, and I'm a tour guide, I think, qualified at least. I have my license. I'm an agricultural engineer,
Oh.
agronomist, plant production and nutrition. So this is what I'm doing. And, well,
Third? What the third?
agricultural engineer, agronomist.
Oh, okay.
Plant production and
Aye.
production. Well, I can find myself, you know, I don't know. But I'm just answering your question, so your next question.
You are the one who likes to be guided. So why do you object?
Because, no, look to the table in front of me, you know. And then I said, come on, I'm a sitter, okay? I'm the guy today. 60 for 1 hour. Yeah.
That's interesting that you are doing 3 jobs.
Yeah, that's really
I'm doing
impressive.
what?
3 jobs. So that's interesting.
So I can't
3
say
jobs.
because
3 jobs.
3
3
jobs.
jobs.
So you are
Come here.
No, I like to be the leader. Seriously. I'm going to change this.
You can sit here.
No. I'm going to pay another 5 GDs just to stay here. It's a chance for me, you know?
Sorry, so you like nice cafe, BN1?
Yep.
Anytime, anywhere.
I swear I have it in my car, man. I can go and drink it, and this will record, you know. Ready to be drink or to be whatever.
Okay, so yeah, that
Feel free, express yourself.
was okay. So let's. How about you here, Shaima? I don't know why I have someone else's name on my head. Okay. It's good that I told it to you, not to my wife.
She will come, I'll tell her.
They are recording you, man.
I know, I'm live. We only have one viewer who is Mustafa. Oh, hi.
Lucky you. Allah, lucky you. It's Valentine's Day, so lucky you.
Yeah. So, how about you?
I think that's I have an analytical thinking.
Uh-huh.
So I think my thinking that's something that people think that it's interesting when they talk.
So, what's interesting about you that the way you think.
The way I think. I think it's
Interesting. And Mona. How about you? You said me, yeah. So what do you think is interesting about you?
My kindness.
Just answer direct, you know. Just answer direct. Because if you are going to think, you will be like this, like me. So just answer.
Like you? You didn't have a quiet moment, I think.
I didn't, or I didn't want to. I didn't start yet. No,
Oh.
I'm nice company, seriously. Thank you for your company. Thank you for my being here, baby.
Well, thank you for coming.
My pleasure, man.
I can adapt with all kinds.
That's good thing, and bad thing if you are still in school, I think, because you'll have bad friends.
Yeah. No, even in school, I never been with bad. I can choose my friends, but I can adapt with the place, with the people, with the, for example, if you got زمان مش حكي زمان
شايفين هذا. Can see that.
عشان هيك جيت
Normal.
The same reason.
Normal.
if you go to some place, for example, Germany or something, I like, for example, to go to toilet. I like parties. I like sitting and taking chat. يعني many any atmosphere I can adapt. Also people, of old people, young children.
Oh, that's a really amazing quality. Okay, how about you, Muhammad, then?
I find myself sometimes not that interesting person. Sometimes, or let's say, most of the time of the year, I feel gloomy because of the work pressure. All the week, I work 6 days a week, so my Fridays are a lot busy a lot, so I can't find that moment to let's say to interest myself, except some situations, some meetings with friends or gatherings. So let's say I found it's a problem for me. But in general, life is going on. So
Okay, so how about you, Abdullah or Sultan? Who's ready to say?
Because he's paid, so he's first.
Money talks.
Yes. He's my master.
My interesting for not myself. Something I like to do, like small project. When I searching or read about rich men like them, after Microsoft,
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
how he start. This micro, when he sells, how can get it? I like this. I like this. I have interested about this. So
The journey of people.
Many times I sit with people. I have like sit with the people and talking about how you have the idea, how you have the point. Not interesting. Sometimes you interested about football, watching like Wahdan Faisali. Sometimes
Even you know that.
I support
وحداتي متعصبة.
sometimes with I got the side, another side.
You are in character.
Yeah.
You are.
This is adaptation.
This is an obligation.
That's adaptation, yeah, that's the thing you have in common. And how about you?
For me, is the way people talk. You know, the person in front of you is smart from the way he talks. So the way he talk, مرتب.
Organized?
Yes, organized. His think and he say the word, the right word with a good time. So like Steve Harvey. And interesting about him, he's so funny, but interesting from his journey in his life, how they have how he is get success now. So I interesting. My interesting it's like talk show. I love very much about talk show because you see how the host and how the guest they talk and you know the way he's talk. Oh, he's an interesting person.
I think when we are talking about ourselves, it's for us.
Yeah.
But let's say it's relative to some extent because it doesn't matter sometimes how do you see yourself rather than others how do they see you. So you have to be careful if they for people's opinion. So it can give you an impression about yourself. Sometimes you cannot find yourself that successful man or that good man, but when you get some praise or some recommendations, compliments from others, you have this feeling of satisfaction. So you start to let's say pay attention to yourself. So I think people's attention is all it matters for me.
Okay, so that was only a quick start. I have another topic in mind for us. So I was thinking about what do you think about green energy and saving the environment and all that? Did any of you ever think about it or try to do something about it? Or you just like, it's something some people do, I don't care, it doesn't concern me?
Let's start with the agriculture.
Yeah, agriculture, yeah, engineer.
فين السؤال؟ Maybe you can repeat the
Okay,
thing.
what do
Or
you
explain
think?
it.
What do you think about trying to make clean environment, try on the
Pollution.
earth, on earth?
What I environment, my soul, the state of this hotel, of us, you know, of parents,
On the planet in general.
yeah.
Yeah, and about trying to do less to harm the planet or the environment. Did you ever think about it or did anything for it, or do you think only it's something some people do which doesn't concern me?
I try to make it part of my schedule. You know, when I drive, so of course I smoke, so I don't throw out the. Beside when I have coffee or something, I have like a small bag in my car, my old car. If I have like example, an organic products like vegetables or like lettuce or like, you know, something like for like bread, I don't mind to throw it from the window just on the land, on the soil, because this is an organic stuff. This organic stuff is going to be again soil, again fertilizers, again elements. So I'm trying to do that and to make it part of my behavior. For the sake of God too, you know, because at the end my religion push, all the religions ask us to take care of everything, of humanity, of human being, of people, of land, of animals, of trees. So for religious reasons I do that. For a personal behavior I do that. For a clean atmosphere at the end, or a clean environment, so I do that. I try to make it better, you know, by starting by myself and telling my colleagues to do this or to avoid this while they are with me. So I don't know. This is an personal,
That's really good. Yeah,
I start by
amazing.
myself.
And
For me, I have recently been listening to a radio program and someone who is, let's say, specialist and who, let's say, reads a book and tries to analyze this book and get its idea. He was talking about this problem, about the pollution of the earth in general and the humans who are trying to find solutions, but let's say, he says the core of his speech was, it doesn't matter. Every generation, let's say, there is an output and input. So every generation will find solutions to their problem. So just, let's say, in our time, we have made a lot of inventions as humans to stay safe and to save energy and to make our, let's say, our planet clean. And even though we still have lots of activities, human activities that destroy this planet, and we, let's say, for commercial or for just for the sake of money. So if you go to Brazil, you will find it is the most important part of the world who is related to the atmosphere in some way, because it contains, let's say, 30% of Amazon region. So this region contains, let's say, third of planets, animals, insects on Earth. Let's say it's very huge, so they call it the lungs of the Earth. So people in Brazil or companies are destroying these forests for the sake of growing palms and growing corn or soya beans, just to export them to other parts of the world, especially Europe. Millions of chickens in Europe are fed on the soya beans that which are grown in Brazil.
Yeah, I understand you, but what do you think, like you personally?
So,
Like, or
I think
what do you do, or it's okay if you don't care,
the
just say
usual
it.
activities, by keeping the personal, let's say, awareness about being clean. So being clean, let's say, consists of a lot of concepts. To be clean in your place, in your body, using the let's say, or save electricity at your home. So a lot of activities that people should do, but sometimes you ignore them because of laziness. And sometimes you do not care, you throw it back. So you don't care sometimes.
But I think that relates with the behavior in the culture. You know?
In the culture, yeah,
Yes.
the culture affects.
That affects very affects, because when you go to like Singapore,
Yeah, exact. Singapore is a great
Singapore is
example.
very very strict about very very extreme about the clean. So when we walk here, we throw what you spill it or your bubble gum, or we don't think. But in Singapore, after your action, some people go after you and have غرامة?
Fine.
Fine. Yeah. So I think the culture and the government,
The laws.
yeah,
Regulation.
yes.
Yeah, but that's how they. But with time, it becomes a part of culture.
Yes.
Yeah, after a generation, it becomes like a part. Everyone is used to it. And
Start with low,
you
and
don't-
then it will become a country. But it start with low, as Dubai.
yeah.
They
Yes.
have effective laws
But we,
in many things. So it's began about the culture of them.
for example, my brother, other brother, lives in Dubai. When he comes to Jordan, when he sit beside me in my car when I get him from the airport, he uses the
Yes.
seatbelt. The passenger, not the driver.
Yeah.
The passenger. One day, the second, the third,
He's adapt. He's adapt.
it's gone.
Just like my boss, when he come to here, he put the seatbelt. He see me, why you don't put? Why?
Nobody.
touch me.
Nobody uses it.
Yeah, but the clean thing is that it's a clean behavior. I think that is something in the home and something when you are raised with children. So maybe we will have a basket or you will throw it. So you are not allowed to throw from the window. So I think some our individual behavior, yeah, it's affects. I think so. It's part of my responsibility as a person to do this. So clean at the street as my home. And sometimes I put things in my bag, and after I will have a basket. So it's important. Individualize things. It's very important. Okay, the culture it's affect.
Yeah.
I don't object to.
But you have to be different, yes.
But sometimes you have some behaviors that you can do it. You can, as you see about sequence or about anything else. So it's your behavior. It's your behavior. How you
For
can
me
do it.
at school, when I get into my class, I look around the class, and if I find anything from the leftovers of students, I tell them clean the class, then we will start.
Yeah.
So it's on my
That's good.
schedule.
Yeah.
That's
very
great.
good. Yeah. You are affecting.
Yeah.
And how about you?
Okay, I would talk about more than one point.
More about okay, more. Yeah, of course.
About more one point. First, if you talk about the people here in Ghana, I think people like to be forced. Culture. Yeah.
Yeah. No argue here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, if you want to start, I start, you start, maybe 100, maybe 1 million start. It's nothing comparing with the population. So, it must be rules from the government. Each country put its rules to force people. So, they, if you did this, you pay fines. The factories, many things. Even the cars without
Basket.
Basket or bag.
يعني they mustn't bring to the export. So this is the first. Then after years maybe become a culture. So because they're afraid. Next thing, if I am a individual, if I am a factory owner or something, leader
position.
leader in the, for example, Ministry of
Environment.
Environment or something like this. Yes, I can change. To start from myself. If I start from my factory, yeah, it will change. Because factory affects for individual
How about
people.
you?
About me, maybe.
Do you do something
Yeah.
or do you try or do you think about doing it soon?
I think.
Yeah, I thought before, but I found it's impossible
why can't you do both at the same time? Telling everyone and trying something by yourself.
Yeah, for myself, if we go to somewhere, we take a bike, we put things inside. I don't like if you go to the, for example, public place. If you go to the every people throw wine in the ground, in the water. For me, I don't do that. Yeah, I don't do it because it's not my home. Water everywhere, fine everywhere. I pay for the trash outside. But this is not everything.
Also, not also about cleaning, about saving electricity,
About
saving water, saving everything. It's an important thing in protecting the environment. So when you are using solar for the solar energy for getting water hot, so it's something good for the environment. So when you do this in autumn, at the summer at least, so you are saving electricity and you are using the green energy in this. And many things, you can do many things. Really, you can do many things. Some people I know that they make their homes, if they are doing their homes, they make their homes having energy from every time. So all the home do not need an energy to heat because of because they are get used as solar energy. This is in the building itself. This is in the building itself, yeah. To have and I think there is one person that is met in the TV. It's the Kemaliya. He made a greenhouse. I don't remember his name, but he is an engineer, and he do and he everything in his home just about solar energy. Nothing. He does not use anything else, and he have a green.
Well, that's amazing.
This is an exceptional case, I think. I think our
But you
problem.
can buy like these solar
It
panels.
is expensive to some extent, according to the salaries and the, let's say,
Yeah, it
enjoyment.
is, yeah.
It is expensive. It comes around or costs around 5,000 JD. So the whole
Middle
system.
class is,
Yes, the whole system. So I think the problem is people, when a group of people are living on a piece of ground or land, if you feel citizenship toward this place, if you feel it from inside, you will try to save it, to protect it, and to make it clean. Just like your house. You have no authority on the streets. So it is a fake citizenship. Why do you think that you are keeping your house clean? Because you own it.
Yeah, that's a different.
But when you feel that you do not own the street, you do not own the
You
country.
don't have to clean the streets.
So this is our case. This is our case. We feel that we are strangers in our homeland. By, let's say, reducing the, let's say, the money that are given to the hospitals and the medical field, and you are aware of this, and the education field. So, between brackets, it's corruption. When you see corruption, let's say, let the fire eat itself. So I care about my only little circle, which is family. Sometimes.
Okay.
But some of us, let's say, as teachers, if we are teachers at home, we are teachers at school, so it is stuck to our personalities. We try to be teachers everywhere, for example. So we can spread our knowledge, our, let's say, culture that we want to build a nation, we want to build the personality of the kids who are growing up. So let's say I think it's the responsibility of the all sectors, especially education.
Okay. Do all schools have this recycle system for papers? I know, like many schools can get like paper.
A little number of, let's say, a few number of schools.
Even hospitals, it's not effective. It's not like saving. It's not
Beneficial.
It's not beneficial for them. When I was working in a hospital, we tried to do this in our hospital to have a recycle and to do a recycle. So when we call the company that do this, it's a small amount of money. It's not something that you can save. It's not the save that
But it's not about the money, that getting the money for. It's just like instead of just throwing them there, just put them in a different basket, I think, and then take it. Like you don't have to get money back.
The environment ministry. There is a program about recycling, and it's there is a program, and but you will pay.
You have to pay.
You have to pay to have the
Recycling. That's fair.
you have to, yeah.
Have you heard about Masdar City?
Yeah,
Masdar City is a project, is a mega project
in Emirates.
in Abu Dhabi. So they are depending on clean energy. They are not using fossil fuels. Let's say it's the first zero waste city. Zero waste carbon. Neutral. So the carbon footprint there is neutral. So no carbon. It let's say it uses as much as they produce. It produces. So such projects need money.
Yeah, but for example, like we have paper recycling in Jordan.
We
But
have
that's
paper
the only thing.
and metal. Yes, we have paper,
I know,
metal,
but we don't have for plastic.
plastic. We have.
No. We have.
If you look down at garbage containers in streets, you will find some people who are picking lots of things from these containers. They collect them from the streets and go to a yard, their yard, and let's say separate each material to let's say they classify these materials and send it to plastic factories and yes, metal factories and also paper. It is existing, and you can find lots of recycle bins in Amman are special for let's say certain kind of waste.
Where?
I don't know.
I was really looking.
I read
like,
about this an article, but I didn't see it.
No, but I found it in many times. I found it, yeah. Najnoor, there is a lot of this recycling. Yes.
For cans, for example,
Yes.
There is, yeah.
there is a little hole or opening just for can.
I've seen for plastic actually in Sani by
Yes,
food.
I think.
There is always bottles. I just remembered.
Yes.
Where you put bottles and you get points, which you get full water bottles for them. For every few water bottles that you put.
I know some people, by the way, I know some people, it's, let's say, a profitable industry. Collecting these let's say waste and sending them to be recycled, it's profitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for cans and
Yes.
bottles and.
Whoa.
But in the school,
In the school, yeah.
but in school, you see that from my school, I study in Saudi Arabia. So they have the paper basket and that. But the paper basket just a picture.
Decoration.
Just decoration.
Yeah, sadly,
You
that's
see
the case.
You see in school, it's paper or plastic, but it's just decoration. And then they don't talk to rules for students. You have to and have. You see that the student very forget that rules, especially in the final day for examination.
It's all about culture. It's all about culture. And just as she said, Mona, we live in a community that they have to be forced to do things by law. And if you do this, you will have a fine. So I think our people are just like this kind.
I can see the role of the Royal Society for the Conservation of Nature. Yeah, they have a different tree in some of let's say
Arabic
Districts,
we have a teacher who's always going to
governorates, municipalities.
no. Some of the tours
Archaeological sites,
فيها عربي
It's okay.
tourism, archaeological sites.
Yeah, I can see the effect of them, and they have recycles, and they have some effect, and they do an effective role in some areas.
And some. I remember an embarrassing situation in Jarsh. I was taking my family, my kids, so we were walking and between the ruins of Jarash. I was leaving, while I'm leaving, and it was, let's say, a long, let's say, way. I was faced by two Americans, one his wife. I was to the right, they came from the left. In the middle of the way, between me and them, there was, let's say, plastic bag. I passed and left it. They came and took it and put it in the recycle bin. So I felt shame, really. I felt shame, and it is stuck in my memory now and forever. So I will try to do. Let's say it's all about culture.
Yeah.
Culture who builds the thing that builds personality.
You must back to Jarash. Maybe you take some another people. You feeling real good.
It won't happen again. I know my likes.
Okay, so you wanted to say that you think
she said الأماكن السياحية. You said archaeology.
Archaeological sites.
Well, هذه أثرية.
أثرية, okay.
Comprehensive tourist area or locations or whatever. And about your
ما عندناش أماكن سياحية غير اللي هم الأكل.
No, we have a lot of things.
This is my field.
His field now.
well, he's a guide also, yeah.
Anyway, let's go back. Ozamai's question. And about our leader here, he said that what we can do to recycle, or what we can do to keep the atmosphere or the environment clean. I said, I do it, or I start by myself, and really, this is my maximum. So one time I was guiding to my private car, tourists and kind of friends, and there was story two. I did dog on the street. So what I did, not because of them in fact, I put my money already, so I stopped on the right, open the back box of my car, get a bag, take the dog who was bloody, stinky, just by myself. Make it like this and put it on and they wash because I have some. So it's your behavior, my behavior, we are different, so it's different. It's not the same from one individual behavior to another individual behavior. Yeah, but I agree with you. Even in my behavior, I'm a little different from you. But in general, we have this discussion in our society. We don't teach our students at school to be clean or to take care about the environment. We don't teach our kids at home to take care of this. If we are going to make it part of their behavior, their schedule, it will be different. But at the same time, I go back to be to your side to say that we don't feel that the street belongs to us. Our home, my home belongs to me. But the street, no. Anyone,
It's stolen.
you know what? I have my small bag always in my car to take the things to the other side and not to throw it. But when I look for and there is cigar tire and cigarette comes to because of the car which is in front of me. So this is a bullshit. I'm trying to clean and there is 1 million beside me and you.
Yes. Frustration.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's I think it should be or must be a governmental behavior. Which يعني at the end has leaders to be on the traffic or on this side. So it's really a comprehensive problem.
I feel it to some extent in hospitals. In the past 3, 4, 5 years ago, let's say, you can find a lot of people who are smoking in the corridors
or anywhere.
Of hospitals.
Yeah.
But now, according to the regulation of Ministry of Health, they, let's say, made a lot of regulations regarding the people who are smoking in public places, especially in hospitals, and they are leading a campaign. You go to Al-Sana'a traffic light in Swaleh, away, and you wait to the Hussein hospital. You will find it on the right. دخل في المستشفى. So I think it starts when it rains. It starts dripping. So we have to start. We have to lead this start. Even our schools, even in our, let's say, in the streets, even in hospitals. And it is clear. I think when I visit, let's say, lots of people in hospitals, let's say public or private, I find lots of people who are going outside the hospital and take their cigarettes. So it becomes, it is starting to become, let's say, a habit.
So we started by that.
Yes.
And then we can wait until it gets to everywhere.
Yes.
And then go
So
to
it
other
can,
things.
Yes, can be drummed into to plant it, let's say, in the personalities of people.
Okay, so who knows? Let's get useful information. It would be really beneficial for me if I know where is in Amman a close place for paper recycling or any recycling, because for me, I try to recycle. I noticed that in IKEA they do the recycle. They have this basket, huge basket. I keep all the papers which I want to throw now. I just keep them in the like in the trunk of my car, and until I go there or I go to the airport, I drop them. So like yeah, last time I dropped like a really huge plastic bag with papers. They were shocked.
It doesn't matter if you.
But it does
where do you
matter.
live? Where do you live?
Abu Sir.
Abu Sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Abu
So
Sir.
where should I go?
You
in other
have
places?
Rahit al-Rashid secondary schools, school for girls. You know where is it? So they are working on this program. They are recycling. So if you go there and
I
take
just can drop
permission
it there.
and drop it there in the barrels, the company they are dealing with gives them even recycled paper barrels. So they put their paper or waste paper into them, and the company come and take them to the paper factory.
So can I get money? Can I give
No, no, it doesn't.
You will get some money if you are
You're a
organization.
businessman.
If you are an organization.
I told you, man, he's a child from the beginning.
I will help, not
No, no, because he want the five GD for me, so I cannot give him. So,
He has money.
So he will
he-
send you
so
to.
His playing goes out again. Strength.
If you have enough cash, you can come and sit.
what you call root.
Where?
Playing on the strength.
They have.
Same podcast. Yeah, I think.
But it's hard to park there.
Yo, it's deadly, not hard.
It's really hard, like to go there. I think.
Yeah, some people like study there.
Yeah, for the students, it's amazing. Like it has many.
No, you can find some or Queen Basma school.
There is.
You can ask them if they have this kind of program, but Rahit Rashid.
They sure do.
Yes, I saw them.
Well, thank you for gathering us. I just have a question.
Yeah, of course.
What kind of qualifications you have to try our English or to train us in English?
To what?
To train us or to listen to our English or to classify our English.
I'm not here to classify or.
No, please try. We are here to develop ourselves seriously. Thank you. And when I said thank you, I mean it. I appreciate it. As a person, your name again?
Muhammad.
Okay, I'm your brother, inshallah. Muhammad, what kind of qualifications, English qualifications you have?
I don't have any. I have only medical qualification. I'm a doctor.
What
That's
kind of?
medical doctor. I'm a general doctor, general practitioner. Yeah, but English I don't have any. I didn't even do any tests. I don't know what level I have in anything.
So just your university degree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's-
this gathering doesn't need any qualification.
Exactly.
So just we are speaking fluently, just we are speaking by nature, just a matter of practice.
For me, it's build confidence.
If I knew that I have to be qualified to speak English,
No one is
I wasn't
correcting.
going to come.
yeah, of
I
course.
know that it's a lesson or it's
No.
it's a classroom. I'm not going to come here.
Yeah, of
I have
course.
to try my fragile English, whatever, speak. I have broken English, good English, bad English, whatever. I agree with you.
Just
And
we
understand
are practicing.
to exchange and to express
Exactly.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
and we have like we have no native speakers here. Like none of us is, so it's okay to make mistakes, and we don't correct anyone here. So nobody will be because knowing the right way to speak things, that's a different matter. Now it is only about being able to speak without being afraid that you will make mistakes. That's the only goal.
That's my point here.
Yeah, but
The courage.
yeah, but
Encouragement, the courage.
Yeah,
And please, correct me. At least I will.
No, we are not doing this.
here, yeah,
we
it
are
is
not doing this. So
because
we accept it and we understand just like you when you understand our, let's say, speech.
No, but if I'm not to correct you, I'm not to recorrect me. This will develop my English little. Why not?
yeah, I agree with you, but that's a different matter. Like some people, many people actually, when you correct them once, they will be embarrassed to speak again.
This is the first problem about having a new language. No,
No,
I will be empathic. No, don't be empathic. Just talk.
I
Just
know.
go.
That's what we're
Always.
doing here.
Make mistakes. First time, second time, third time, after. We'll have your English.
so
Not
if
people
you
like
speak,
you. Not people like you. Somebody he have the grammar, he have the, but he sometimes he
Why you
think,
think that I am a hero, for example?
no, you Superman. I think you every day you can meet tourists. Yeah.
It's about practicing.
No. You know,
it's
I will tell
all
you-
about
I
practice.
will tell you the truth.
I worked
I will do
once
something.
in an
I
English
don't
academy.
being with the tourist after I got my license. I got this license because I know English, that's all. But after I got it, I went to my work.
Within 2 months, maybe.
I don't talk to tourists.
all
At all.
they said about me, you
At
are
all.
fluent.
I never.
But this is
Just
3 days,
listen.
3 years.
Course.
No.
Before.
I know
Before,
people
yeah.
because I
Now,
like English little. I like English
people
little. So
around
what
me,
I did,
nobody.
if I have some English, I will try myself to.
So you
grab
can't
this
speak
license.
That's why you
For me, the circle first
Simply.
Sultan is came.
So my English little.
Sultan
Because of tourists, you know.
talked to me
Because of English, I got this
that
tourist license.
I have a
And then
circle
I
of
got my
English,
license.
just speaking.
I'm
When I listen, when I see talk show, I understand what they talk about what
This is what I see from my
but when I start wanna talk,
Why I have to be fluent?
that hold me back always.
Imagine them that they are losing
So,
your language. or
this
my language.
environment-
They don't make 1 million
Environment, yeah.
This environment it's good for me because
when they talk. So you will see that your English is
I always
than
have
they when they speak your
not
language.
confident
They are prone to understand.
my speaking. I know a lot of words,
yeah.
vocabulary,
As a
but
specialist, my advice: do not think in Arabic and try to translate. It takes very long. So when you think in English and just try to remember the word, it comes just like that.
yeah,
So it flows. But if you try to think in Arabic and try to translate to find the suitable word to translate it, it will take long. This makes you hesitant. So it pulls you back.
yeah.
But try to think in English.
Just cross the barrier now of being afraid, and the books will always be there. The dictionaries to learn words, learn their grammar. That's
I think
it's
that we know a lot of vocabularies, but we can't put them in our speech.
Try to listen. Try to listen. Listen to the language.
The first class.
You see movies, series, for every day. Then after a while, you find yourself speaking English without that.
Aware of the language. Yes.
Yeah, I maybe for a year I watched a series, American series, without translation. It was a long series, 7 seasons like this.
what did you work with? Like what did you do?
I watched American series. It was a long series, 7 seasons.
Why?
Ah, you watched it. Sorry, I heard that you worked. Which was it?
Pretty Little Liars.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah. Then after a while, I find myself different.
Yes, yeah. If you listen more, like
Now,
more.
no, first, the first, the beginning, beginning of this hour, I was in a little now.
Yeah, you can remember stuff. It's like riding a bicycle.
So
You
this
remember
is
it.
practice.
Yeah.
So listening without speaking is nothing.
What is your field, Muhammad, by the way, if I may ask? Your
English
job?
literature. I'm a teacher.
Okay. Nice to meet you. So you're a teacher, which school? Governmental, private?
Yes, public school.
Okay, excuse me for a second. I have to end this video. So it's officially over now. Our session, 1 hour.
Thank you very much, Victor.
Thank you for coming,
We appreciate
and it was amazing having you. And I hope to see you next week here also.
your